Looks like you're short on there.
I am short.
Need to bring it down, I think, like that.
Oh,
I look too tall. Yeah, that's better.
is that better? Okay. Okay. You're done cutting, I think so. I just clean it up.
Okay. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? Let me see if I can get my cell phone up here. Let me explain a little bit of what I thought was going to happen today that did not happen today. Well, they're all gone. I was going to show you. There was a bunch of work trucks parked out in front of my house. They just left.
Hey, Sandy. Hey, Wrestler. How are y'all today? Beautiful day out here today. We thought we were going to have to do this from the garage.
Yeah, I originally had it all set up in the garage.
Yeah.
Because of things that were supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I even canceled. We had a special porch setting for last week, and I canceled it because of they were here last week washing and everything, my driveway and my patio, and all this was being washed. So
we went down to Wish.
Huh?
We went down to Wish.
Oh yeah, we went down to Wish last Wednesday too, so we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So I had it set up so that this Wednesday we were going to have the special porch setting. I canceled it again because these guys just showed up. I didn't know when they were going to be here. It was Romaldo, his crew, and he's getting bigger. His company is, and so now he sends crews out to do a lot of things that Romaldo himself used to do. And anyway, these guys just showed up, and I didn't know they were going to show up, and they started washing the driveway and everything Tuesday. And I said, when are you going to come back to seal it? And they said, Wednesday. Well, once they come here and wash it, you can't walk on it. And once they put the sealer and stuff on there, you can't walk on it for 24 hours, and you can't drive on it for 48 hours. Matter of fact, the car's across the street now. We're getting prepared for this. So I canceled the special porch sitting for today. And then they show up today and say, well, we're only going to seal the lanai and the back porch area because this out here has been sealed twice. And I said, yeah, I know that. I'm just going to what Romaldo said. He said something about sealing it. But then I told him, I said, but be honest with you, I don't understand half of what Romaldo says anyway.
You're better if you
he's got an accent that's really kind of strong, and I sometimes have a hard time. That's why I usually have her around because I don't understand him. So I text him back and forth because it's easier for me to communicate with him that way. So anyway, I canceled it for today just to find out they're not going to do this anyway. They done it back there.
Yeah, they did do the lanai. They got that done.
Yeah, which I didn't think I needed to do this, but they said something about it. So maybe there's a miscommunication between them and Romaldo and me. So I could have had porch setting today, but I canceled it. So that's just
We're
the way
on porch sitting.
That's just the way. Well, I had a special guest that was going to be here and stuff.
Okay.
So I had to cancel it twice, and I'm sure that person is getting a little frustrated about all this. So anyway.
Well, like I said, Georgia's got rain, and Del McDermott, wherever he is, they have some snow. And yes, India, it was Ira. Oh, Colorado Springs. They have snow in Colorado Springs. Wow. Well, what can I say? You ought to be here. I don't know. Can you guys see my shirt? This is from my little brother, bless his heart, Mikey, and he sent me this shirt, and it says, "Stop complaining. People literally live in Illinois." So I thought that was cute. I said, he lives in Illinois. A lot of people down here does, But yeah, we got it good here. We know that. We've complained about the cold, but we get cold like 2 days and it's over. Then you go another week, and then you have a couple cold days. That's our winter. It consists of 18 days practically of just cold, but it's never all at once. So.
And we had about 2 days where at night, not during the day, but at night, got down to freezing.
Yeah.
Daytime high was in the 40s. Then the next day it was high 40s. Then after that it was in the 50s. And then yesterday was in the 70s. And today it's going to be 81.
Yeah.
So it never lasts very long.
Yeah.
I mean, you can complain about them cold days, but basically just stay in the house, drink some wine, eat a lot. 2 days later, you're back out in the sun again.
Yeah. Yeah. And Dale said that they were in Tampa Saturday, and it was colder in Tampa than it was in Colorado Springs. I can believe it. I said we had a couple days there. It was kind of over Christmas, Christmas Eve, and Christmas was really cold, and then the temperature went back up, and then this last weekend it got pretty chilly. Didn't get quite down as cold, but it got pretty chilly. As you can see, the sun's out. It's in the 70s, or pretty soon we'll be in the 70s. I think it's climbing up there. I think the high today was supposed to be 77, so that's doable.
You can tell spring's coming. You know how you can tell? Look at this bottle brush plant over there on the top.
Oh, yeah?
It's starting to bloom.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the robins yet, though. Usually the robins come through here and they eat up all, well, it's only January.
Yeah, that's what I said. They got time. They haven't, we've got holly bushes in front of the house, and it's got the little red berries on them. And usually they're done after Christmas. But
no, the robins get them on their way back up north for spring.
Okay.
I haven't really seen any mockingbirds yet.
Hey, Mr. Rizzo. How are you?
But I do see some dead plants everywhere from the last cold we got.
Yeah.
Across the street over there, all of his what's called robelinis are though they may not be dead, but they look dead.
No, like I said, they just need trimmed up.
I don't know. I had 4. I'm down to 2. So it may snap out of it. It may not.
Well, it's funny because my hibiscus out here, they all froze, but the ones in the back didn't. And they even had blooms on them. So, go figure. I think it's more protected back there. There's not as much, the wind doesn't get to them as much as it does in the front. So, but yeah, I was really surprised. I covered them. But I covered these out here too, but the wind kind of blew the cover off. And I'm not going to trim them back until after all the frost's gone. Because if you trim them back now, you're going to have to cover them again if we have another frost. So I'm just going to wait. It looks awful being dead like that, but once you cut them back, though, they come back really, really good. No problem.
Anybody that's new to our Porch Settin Live, let us know on this. Type it in capital letters so it'll get our attention. Let us know if you're new. I'm always interested in how many new people come to these things.
Yeah.
We're working on WNL. We're going to have 2 special guests on this month's WNL, which is a week from today, next Wednesday, 7 p.m. It'll be live from 7 till probably 9-ish. It's about 2 hours long. I know it's long for a lot of people, and most people don't watch all of it anyway. But we do have 2 special guests. I do have a game. The prize ain't as big as it normally is because remember all the super chats and super stickers, what we got in December that I normally would use for the prize giveaway in January, we gave it to Children's Wish. So me and Sue, we just kind of dug deep in our pocket and we came up with a little bit of money for the prize giveaway. And other than that, I don't really have any special announcements. I know that February will be the last WNL for a while. And I've got a very special guest for February if everything goes right. And that'll be it. Because March, I'm not doing a WNL. We'll be in Rockport, Texas, if they get my RV fixed. I've got a special problem with it that I don't know how to tackle, and I'm not going to. One of my slides, I got 3 slides. One of my slides quit working. It won't go out. And I don't know why. And so I'm not messing with it. I'm taking it in and see if they can fix it. If they can't fix it, then I'm not taking it. But we'll see. Surely they can fix it. I'm just more concerned about them getting the parts to fix it in time for me to leave.
Yeah. And everything's had, Everything's had a time limit to get any kind of thing anymore. I don't know about parts. We haven't had to really.
WrestleMania's new.
He said he was new. Then Jerry says you were new to come on time, but he's just on his break right now. So.
Oh, that's right. He still works. I remember that.
Yeah, keep that money coming in. Us retirees need that, wrestler.
Yeah, keep paying that Social Security. Old Dave needs the money.
Yeah.
What commercial was that? Old Dave needs the money.
A lot of them wouldn't know that. That was kind of an Indiana thing, wasn't it?
I don't know. I think that guy that did that did it nationwide for
Right.
any car dealership that wanted him. They hired him to do it. Half the people you see on TV, like these lawyers that's always going to sue somebody, call me. I'll take care of it for you. Down here it's Dan Newland and who else?
And Morgan and Morgan.
Morgan and Morgan. Those people don't work for Morgan and Morgan. These are hired actors. You guys know that, right?
Huh. Hey, Rick. Patrick Butler says, I still work. I cannot ever consider retire for 10 years. And
well, you know,
plan to work 17 more.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I never planned on retiring at 62 and a half. I mean, that's not young for a lot of. My dad retired at 55. You know, they always say that every generation things get better. Well, I don't know about that. My dad retired at 55, and I didn't retire till 62 and a half. So is that better? I don't think so. But in life, you know, things happen. You know, we did some investments at the stock market because I thought I could work with that, and they were bad, and we lost money. In a couple of cases, it was serious money we lost.
Yeah.
So you have to keep working and make up for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, my dad he was smarter. He always said, you know, he said, I don't invest in anything I don't understand. And he didn't. Yeah, he bought dirt. He bought farm ground. He bought houses. He understood that. My dad was a good carpenter, a good repair guy. And as far as I know, he never lost anything. Maybe I should have took a lesson because out of all the homes that me and Sue's bought and sold, we never lost money on any of them.
Yeah. Oh, and Jerry, close, very close. He said Dave Mason Buick.
Huh?
I said Jerry said Dave Mason Buick. With the old Dave needs the money. Yeah, that's close.
Well, he did it for all car dealers. I can't think of the guy's name. He also did a commercial for the guy that would paint your car for $99.
Oh, yeah.
What was that guy's name? the company? They don't exist anymore. But he did that commercial in Indiana for all them companies.
Yeah.
You know, come to this guy and $99 and we'll paint your car.
Right. It was actually Dave Catterson. Dave Catterson Buick.
He did it. Well, he just did it for a lot of them.
Yeah.
Wasn't just one or another. I can't think of the
Earl
guy.
Scheib. That's right, Jerry.
Earl Scheib. Yeah. Earl Scheib. $99 paint job. We'll paint any car for $99.
Yeah, he had quite the business going there.
Somebody's fairly new. I seen it up here. I skipped through. It says, Ron 5850, been watching your channel for the last month or so. Okay, so he's fairly new.
Mm-hmm.
Keep watching, Ron. We have more useless information here than anywhere else.
Yeah. If you don't learn anything, that's okay. We don't care.
Tom Tomer says he watches on a regular basis. It's at 67 in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Where did I see something in North Carolina yesterday? I watch an RV tech channel on YouTube, and he does all kinds of service calls, goes out to the different RV parks. And I think it was around Wilmington a few days ago where he went to a park for a lady that had a frozen, broken water line. And when he got there, there was like 3 other ones. You know how it is when they get to the park. Hey, can you come over and help me? Hey, can you come over and help me? And he was there until after dark fixing broken water lines where it froze.
Yeah. Well, and Mark Sears says, hi from Drury, Michigan. I can imagine this time of year what it looks like. I really can. Being from Indiana, and that's why I like it down here. I like the sun. I mean, I don't have to be in it, but I like the sun shining every day. Blue skies. I can do that. in
Elaine
Houston,
says,
Texas.
Elaine
Cloudy.
says it's 49 degrees up there where she's at in New Jersey.
Yeah.
What mile mark are you next to, Elaine?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that on here for a while, but there for the longest while, every time I met somebody from New Jersey down here, that they always tell you, "Oh, I am in such and such city next to exit 82, or I'm close to exit, or
Yeah.
I'm by the shore."
By the shore.
Yeah.
Yeah. We used to have a guy that watched all the time. His name was Chip. Yeah, and he was always telling me what exit they were at. And we seen him down here a couple times, him and his wife. Bye, wrestler. Got to go back to work.
That's too bad.
Well, thank you. Oh, yeah. Victor says he likes that news he can't use. That's what we do. Now, during the rest of the week, we have some interesting stuff on there, but Porch Settin, we just sit here and yak, and, whatever you guys want to bring up, that's what we'll talk about.
I'm getting it narrowed down. I think I announced to you guys here a while back. Well, I'm just kind of letting you know that I'm making changes. I'm experimenting with a few things now to see how they go. One of them was skip the news. I've done 2 or 3 of those now. That was an experiment to see how that goes. And to be honest with you, it's not going well. So that's probably something I'm going to drop and find something else to do. Most of what I'm doing, or what I'm gearing towards, is getting away from doing videos that require editing, unless it's something simple. And I'm getting more and more into live like this, because I don't have to edit this.
Well, I think people like live. That's why, I don't know, skip the news.
That's a funny thing, too. I watch my analytics. It's funny about that. Porch Settin, people do seem to enjoy this. I don't know why. I don't know why this is any more enjoyable live here than, let's say, WNL live from in there. When I have all the guests, all the people that come on, and all the stuff that help out, the games, surprises, all that stuff to really, really help out. And I get 2 to 3 times more views on these Porch Settin videos than I do the WNL show.
Y'all tell them it's because I'm here.
You're on the WNL show.
Well, yeah.
So WNL is something that I'm really critiquing now, and I'm really looking at now. There's so much time spent on that show, with guests giving up their times. All the people on the show volunteer their time. They have to schedule everything in their lives now, and they're retired, around the WNL show to make sure they're available to be on the WNL show. And to do that and really not have the response that I think we should be having, it's got me looking at it more and more to decide what to do there.
I think you should quit looking at the analyticals and just enjoy what you do.
I do enjoy it, but I don't want to do something that if it's not worthwhile doing it, because that show cost me a little bit of money. Everything on that show costs. Nothing is free. I mean, the tool I use to bring people on, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. I'm not. But I'm just looking at it as, is it worth to keep doing this? Because it invades everybody's lives to do this.
Jerry Bell says, how was the concert? How did he know about the concert? Was you on last night?
I did that's another thing I'm experimenting with. I do a live YouTube members only. So nobody sees it except YouTube members.
He missed me. Yeah, it was a great concert. Believe it or not, they had an article about him in the paper today, and that guy's going to be 80 years old in June. And that place was packed. I mean, the Amway Center, that's not a small arena. That's a big one. And the place was packed. And I said, the funniest thing, and I did some video. I don't know if any of it's usable, but the funniest thing is the guy behind us, big guy, looked like a truck driver, zip-up hoodie, baseball cap. He sang every word to every song. It was so cool. Had a lot of people dancing and what have you. And you wouldn't think he was, this is old.
Did he have a good wig on?
I wasn't close enough to see that, but
I've seen him on TV and stuff. He wears wigs.
And like you said, the man will be 80 years old in June. What do you expect? I
don't know. If I'm 80 years old, I guess I would just embrace myself and I wouldn't worry about wearing a wig.
Well, It all depends on the person.
It's like some of these elderly women around here can wear some. I'm sorry, they wear some of the gaudiest makeup, just gaudy. And when you look at them, I almost see like clown makeup. That's how much they got on their face.
Yeah, but Barry Manilow, I mean, everybody knows him. Everybody knows his music, and that's what's wrong with the music today. You can't sing to it. And unless I knew every word to his songs, and I've never been a big fan, but I always loved the music, and it was a good concert. They put on a very good show, I thought. A lot of light. A lot of it was the light show. But that arena, and I think most of them have that. They have the regular stage, and then they have the small.
Do they have food?
It's the Amway Arena. Yes, they had food. They had everything. They had
That's
beer.
why I'd go. He started singing, and I could care less. I'd be the guy saying, "I'm gonna go get another beer. You want anything?" And I'd go out there and hang around in the hallway.
There was quite a few doing that, and like I said, when they come back, they were dancing. So they'd have a few beers, yes. But it's on Church Street. I mean, remember going to Church Street Station? You had to go. Yeah.
I probably wouldn't even recognize Church Street now.
Well, no, you wouldn't, because I didn't. I mean, I could see the sign.
Church Street Station back then had a train.
Yeah.
That sat out there, and I'm sure it's not there anymore.
Well, I didn't even see the.
What was the name of that place that had the different areas inside?
That was Church Street Station.
No. What was the name of it? That building.
Well, I remember Phineas Fogg.
Anyway, there was a building there. You paid a cover charge to go in, and in that building there were several rooms you could roam into. One room might be disco music and whatever. You walk in the next room, it'd be blues and whatever. You walk in the next room, and it'd be like, I'll say, country and western with can-can dancers on the bar. We went there and spent literally the whole damn night there.
Oh, yeah, because you could take your drink and go, because it was open on the inside, and you could take your drink and go from one place to the next place, and see different music and,
I thought that was nice.
Yeah, and then they had a bar across the street, and I can't remember what they called it, but I'd swear it was the replica, or Katie Bell's that we had here was the replica of that place, because all the wood and everything was just beautiful. But I didn't see any of that anymore. They made an inside mall, and I said, then they got a lot of little shops and stuff. The last time we were there, we went to Hooters, and didn't they have a bridge across the street, a walkway?
That's a story about why we went to Hooters.
Yes, it wasn't on my list either.
Yeah, I could actually make that story and put it on Patreon members, but I'll tell it a little bit here. We're coming down on one of our 100 trips that we had made to Florida, checking out different retirement places while on vacation. So we go up to Rosie O'Grady's, and but as we're coming down here, if you guys have a memory that's better than mine, you go back to, I don't even know what years it was, I'll say maybe the late 80s, maybe 90s. Hooters is being sued by people. I'll say girls, because that's the only ones I could think of. I would sue them because of
they had different criteria if you work there.
Probably because it's called Hooters. You had to have some Hooters to work there. And I'm thinking that's what it was. Yeah. So we kept hearing this all the way down here on every news channel. They kept talking about these lawsuits and these people raising Cain and carrying. And I've only been to one Hooters in my life, and that's the one up by Indianapolis. I went there one time with the guys at work, and we went there and drank beer and had some chicken wings, and I went home. I didn't really see a big deal about it. So as they kept talking about it and kept talking about it and kept talking about it, the Hooters in Orlando kept popping up. They kept mentioning the Hooters in Orlando area.
And somebody said they had great wings.
Yeah. So while we're down there walking around, I seen the Hooters over there, and I told Sue, let's have lunch over there. And she, we're taking a woman to Hooters. And she said, what do you want to go there for? I said, let's go see what the big deal's about. I don't get it. I want to go in there and see what's going on. So we went in there. We got a table. The lady came over to our table. I even talked to her about it. This is before YouTube. I even talked to her about it, what the big deal was, what's the lawsuit about, and all this and that. And she was telling me about their side of it and all this and that. And when we got done, Sue says, can I take a picture of you with her? So the Hooters gal stood over here. Sue got a picture of us. Maybe if I can find it, I could get it on here.
Yeah, I wanted to send it to my son and tell him that's where we were at. I just thought he'd get a kick out of it.
So we had lunch in there. I don't even think I had a beer. I think I had a Coke and some chicken wings or something. And Sue had something, and we left. And I asked her, I said, did you see the big deal in there? What a lawsuit would be about? No, we didn't see anything going on.
And I understand they had, it's like that if you're a flight attendant, they had certain things that you had to be able to qualify. And
I think there are just certain people in this world that just want to bitch, whine, and complain about everything.
How's it going, Rudy?
Who's that?
Gonna.
I don't either. I see more people walking through here. I don't even know who they are.
Well, everybody's got company this time of year.
No, Christmas is over. New Year's is over. Everybody should be back to work.
Well, I said, like it or not, I still see a lot of people down here with kids.
That's not a kid. Hey, what are you doing? Getting more put in?
Ah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's nice for golf. Okay. Susan Rank says, isn't the Hooters in Clearwater the original one? Might be. I don't really know.
Not me. I'm not a Hooters guy. I don't go to Hooters everywhere. I know guys on their vacation, if they go to a new state, I swear to God, they go to, here's an example. I know guys that are Harley biker nuts. So anytime they go to a different state or different area, they go to the local Harley dealership to buy a T-shirt for that area. And they'll have 100 to 200 T-shirts in their collection of all
Black
the different
T-shirts.
Yeah, well, they'll say Harley. What's that place up north where they have the big rally up north?
In the Dakotas, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, they have a Harley T-shirt from there. They got a Harley T-shirt from Flagstaff, a Harley T-shirt from wherever. And I know guys that actually, when they travel this country, they try to go to every NASCAR race everywhere in this country, wherever it may be. I had a friend that done that. And then I also know people, when they travel, they go to a local Hooters to buy their T-shirt for that area. That's their thing.
Maybe we should have an agenda when we travel. You think?
My agenda should be, I'd like to meet up with other YouTube people, other YouTube creators, big, wherever I go, because they're everywhere. Here you have a lot of YouTube creators. And then if you go out to say, I don't know, I said, went to Grand Canyon. I guarantee you there's 101 YouTube creators out there that I'd like to get to know who they are and then let them know, introduce them to my channel and things like that. By the way, the Wish Foundation sent me an email, and I don't know exactly what this is. They talk to me like I know everything, and I know nothing. But they have a newsletter they send out, I guess, to whoever. Maybe I get it. I don't know.
I think it's for a lot of their sponsors.
So anyway, they're going to put pictures of our that we gave them the check. They're going to put pictures in there, and they're going to put a little biography thing in there about who we are and all that kind of stuff, where we live and everything. And I thought that was nice. And maybe that'll help my channel out a little bit.
Yeah. Ronald Pass says Jose's coffee is great. And yeah, we think so too.
Yeah, I think I got a link to his coffee if you want to order it.
Yeah.
In my description box below. When this is over, I'll go double check and make sure it's down there. If it's not, I will put it down there.
Yeah.
Jose Coffee. The reason why it's good for us is Jose has decided that for every bag he sells down there, I don't even know what it is. You'll have to talk to him when he's on WNL. He'll be on WNL. You can ask him there. But let's say it's $1 a bag. He's donating $1 a bag for every coffee for the next Wish telethon, if that's what you want to call it.
December next year.
Yeah. So that's why that coffee's down there. We got coffee too. I haven't never drank it, to be honest with you. I think Sue has, but I haven't.
And I drink decaf.
I drink lattes, and I find that there are certain coffee beans that work really good for lattes. Other coffee beans not so good. They're overpowering. There's like way too much coffee flavor.
Yeah.
So I haven't tried it yet. I will, and I'll let you know for a latte how it is.
Well, Ron said it was great. So, and he also said that the little lights in the pin set, little flashlights in the pin set. He said that has been very helpful in finding things.
Oh.
He said thanks.
No problem. Those pin sets and things, we give them away. We have meet and greets and stuff. We give them away all the time.
Yeah.
Sue gets them.
I love those little things.
It kind of advertises my channel. It has a name on there, www.youtube. What does it say? Yeah, what does it say? The Village is www.thevillageofskipsmith. No. www.youtube.com/The Village of Skip Smith. That's the actual address of my channel. I know that's a lot of crap, but anyway, that's it. So
Yeah.
it's on the ink pen, so we kind of use those to kind of help. I'd rather do that than to give you a stupid little card, business card that you're probably going to throw away anyway. And the ink pen, I know you're going to use it. So we get them.
Yeah. Yes, Mark Sturgis. I couldn't think of that name for some reason. Yeah, that's where all. And we visited Sturgis, only not during the rally, of course. But we went up
Sturgis.
there.
Thank you. That's the name of it, Sturgis.
Did you not just hear me?
Yeah. Everybody goes up there, buys a Sturgis T-shirt, a Harley Sturgis, or whatever.
Yeah. And Marcia says that Las Vegas has a lot of YouTube creators. Well, you know that everywhere it does nowadays. I mean, they used to. They weren't down here either, but now every
Yeah,
time
but
you
there's
turn around.
particular ones that I'm interested in. Like in
Yeah.
Las Vegas, I can tell you, one of the top YouTubers out there is he gambles, and he has his brand is Go Gamble. Sells T-shirt, Go Gamble T-shirts, Go Gamble. I can't think of his name.
The Trooper.
The Trooper. I don't watch him all that much because I'm really not into gambling or anything, but I do watch him once in a while because I like his editing style, and I'm trying to learn by watching how he does stuff that I might be able to do myself. That's the secret with any of these videos is editing. It always is.
Yeah, yeah.
And personality. If you got a real nice personality or whatever, I watch channels that really the people's got crappy personalities, but they interest me to watch them. One of them is a multi-millionaire around Florida. He's out of the Tampa area, I think. He actually has a $40 million house there along the Gulf. And what he does is he buys and sells real estate. And he has a YouTube channel. And he's got a real crappy attitude, but to be honest with you, I think that's all part of his acting. He does that on purpose to get people to come to his channel.
I didn't know he's pretty obnoxious.
he can be obnoxious. The other day he went to New York to visit his mother, and if you ever watch that, then I think you'll kind of see where he gets his personality from.
Yeah.
So I like to watch that one. Now he's got the remember the Mouth of the South, the wrestler manager from years ago.
Yeah.
That's who he's got riding around with him now. Jerry
Lawler?
No, that's the wrestler.
Oh, okay.
This guy was a manager. They called him Mouth of the South. I can't think of it. Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, okay.
He's got him with him now. I can't think of the name of his channel, but I watch him once in a while. For the same reason, I watch it for ideas. Not that I'm interested in making $1 million on real estate, because let's face it, my time's over. I'm not going to make $1 million doing anything. And, in like Vegas, there's a girl out there. She used to have a YouTube channel here, and she did Disney World stuff 2 or 3 times a week in different parks. Not just Disney, but different parks. And she does things a different way. What she does is she does a lot of video stuff, and then she voiceovers it. You might think she's actually talking on camera. She's not. I can tell that she's, because of the noise, the music, you have to worry about being demonetized. And when you walk around Disney, you hear Disney music, and you can't have that in your videos. So she voiceovers a lot of stuff, but she does a really good job at it. And so I watch that sometimes to get ideas of how she's doing things. All these things is things I might be able to integrate in some of my videos. I won't do every video the same. Like on that one video I did where I was pointing out some what I thought was pretty pathetic flaws on a $700,000 to $800,000 house, and so I voiced over, and I thought that worked out really well. But I won't be voiceovering on every video, but it works on some.
Yeah, and yeah. Oh, Cliff Caven says he loves being with Skippy and the Missus.
Huh?
So Cliff Caven says he loves being with Skippy and the Missus. My phone's getting wonky for some reason. Yeah, I mean, that was a great concert last night, guys. And I wasn't crazy about being in Orlando in the middle of the night. But, we went, my friend had extra tickets because she had some company that didn't come in. And so she asked me if I wanted to go. And she had done it online, and that was what was the cool part. She got the tickets online. She had the parking ticket online, and then so we drove there as we got to the parking garage, went right in, and then they've got a bridge. It goes from the parking garage over to the Amway Center. And I said, when you come out, it's the same way. You can come out and you take that bridge right over to the parking garage. And we happen to have handicap parking, so right when we come out the door, we were, just a few cars away from our car. So it was not as bad as what I thought. We had dinner at a little restaurant there because the one that we were going to go to didn't seem to have that much. So we went down the street a little bit, and I seen that sign said Church Street, and I said we loved Church Street back in the day, but it didn't look anything like it does now. But like I said, we found a little restaurant there and had lunch, and it looked like kind of a mom and pop place, but really good food, unusual. They had mac and cheese and collard greens, and so you could imagine. But I was able to get a veggie burger, so it wasn't bad. But the place itself is just massive, and I did get some video of the audience, and they had I forget what they call them, like the things that the road people use when they're directing traffic, the glow sticks, and they had those all in green last night, and so I did get some pictures of the audience when they were flashing, to the music and everything, and I just got a little disconcerted because we were up like 13 floors, and I could feel the bleachers move a little bit. I didn't like that. So, but if you're used to going to the ball games and stuff like that, you get used to that. I'm just not used to it.
Hey, Mike, corrections officer from Jackson Prison. That's her family business, correction officer. Everybody in her family is a correction officer.
Except me. Wasn't my thing. Well.
I went to the Pendleton, at the time, it was called Pendleton Reformatory. Now it's pretty much a state prison. Mike Tyson was there. Sylvia Likens' murderers were there. For those of you that don't remember Sylvia Likens, Google it. Hell of a story. Mm-hmm. But I went in there, applied for a job because a friend of mine, we were young. We lived in an apartment. I think we had a little baby. And he had quit. He called me up. He said, if you want a job, he said, I quit today. They're going to be hiring somebody. And I said, oh, okay. And I asked him about it. He said, that's no big deal. I said, okay. So I went down there and I applied for this correction officer's job down there, and they hired me. And they had me come in so they could measure you for everything. You go through almost like a system. They measure you for your uniform. They give you this paper telling you about the free haircuts and the free stuff. Well, all of that is prisoners that do that. Mm-hmm. And it teaches them maybe an occupation. So when they weren't prisoners then, they were it's a reform school. Well,
it was reformatory back then. It's prison now.
Yeah. So I'm talking to one of the guards as we're walking around getting a tour of the place before we start to work. And he's taking each one of us around to the block that you're going to start on. And we didn't know what shift we were going to start on either. I was going to be put in G block. So I met my supervisor and a couple of guards there, and we're walking around G block, and he takes us to the cafeteria. And the guy might have been joking, I don't know, but it's at that point, I was really kind of, I don't know if I want to work here. I mean, that was on the back of my mind. He said something that right away said, that's it, I'm out of here. I'm not working here. We went to the cafeteria, there's nobody in there, and he's showing us, now the prisoners will be eating over here. All the guards will be eating over here in this area, and here's the reason why. And he's talking about being able to oversee everything. There are certain monitors that the guards can see, but the prisoners can't see from that angle, things like that. And then the guy said, if all the lights go out, he said, you want to duck under the table as fast as you can. What? Why? He said, because everybody knows where you're sitting, and he said, and all the prisoners are going to throw their food at you. Wow. I said, that's it. I'm out of here. I'm not playing this game.
And I wouldn't let him.
Yeah, Jimmy Hart. I miss all them guys from wrestling. That's back when, I know it's all fake, but that's back when wrestling was really fun. Me and a buddy of mine. Do you remember when WWF and I don't think it's even around anymore. World Wrestling Federation, and it had Hogan and I don't even know all of Brutus the
Dick
Barber,
the
and
Bruiser.
no, that was in
That was before.
Indianapolis.
Okay.
All the really good acrobatic. Andre the Giant wasn't so good, but anyway, he was interesting, and the Ultimate Warrior and all that stuff. A friend of mine, they had that Saturday night main event, came on once a month, kind of like my show. And he would come to my house, or I'd go to his house, and we'd have the Pepsis and the Cokes out, and we'd have this huge thing of popcorn out. And that's what we did once a month. We got together, we would watch this. We all knew it was fake, but it was just interesting to watch that these 300 and 400 pound guys flying off the top rope. It's like, man, that hurt me to watch it. I can't believe these guys are doing this. And of course, years later, we all know now they all paid the price, didn't they?
And Kevin says Macho Man. Yes.
Yeah, Macho Man's another one.
And Miss Elizabeth.
And Razor Ramon, the guy that had and he would flip it at you as he walked the toothpick. And it really is sad to me is when I look in there and find out that all these people that I watched, other than maybe one or two of them, they're all dead now. All of them.
Superfly Snuka, yes.
He's dead too.
Yep.
I used to watch all them guys because it was just amazing to me to watch that stuff. And managers. There was no better manager that created controversy than Bobby Heenan, Bobby the Brain. I go back to when Bobby the Brain was called the Weasel. The Weasel was the guy that Dick the Bruiser used to slap around a lot in Indianapolis for the local wrestling and make him do things like, go get my bag. Or he would take his cape off and make him fold it up and put it away. He'd slap him and make him go out. That was Bobby the Heenan. He came from that to where, when he was on WWE, he was the main character. I don't know what his paycheck would have been, but that guy had to make $1 million.
It was a show. And I think all the armories had a wrestling event once a month or something like that. Yeah.
I got Wilbur Snyder's autograph. I got Bo Wilbur. I'm showing my age, ain't I? Never mind.
Everybody knows you're not young. Don't worry about it. But like I said, those wrestlers were older than you, so that's why they're all dead.
Cliff Claveman. That's a name I don't recognize. I think he might be fairly new. Thanks for joining us there, Cliff. Kathy B in a 603. I think she's new.
She used to love going to Church Street.
I know she's not new. I like to pick on them.
It was quite the place. I mean, I'd never seen anything like it. And when we happened on it by accident, then
I think it was called Church Street Station.
Church Street Station, yes.
Where we went in there. I can't remember the name of that building, though. It had a name.
I have a glass from Apple Annie's.
Yeah, it was one of the places there. But that whole area down there is probably totally different now.
Phineas Fogg actually played disco.
It's a shame.
That's how old it was.
It's a shame that they changed it because I think they were onto something really good. Yeah. Just to leave it the way it was.
Yeah. I think they run into some kind of zoning laws or something, but they ended up turning all those places into one big inside mall. And that was still there because I went past it yesterday. But there's a lot of small little venues around there now. And I never did see the bridge, so I don't know whether I was in the right place. I don't remember that the Amway Center was there.
See, it ain't just me. All these people are watching that old wrestler show.
Well, yeah.
Right, yeah. Dusty Rhodes. Kevin says Dusty Rhodes is the best, but he's another one. He's gone. He's passed. All these people that we watched during that show, other than the Woo guy. Woo! What's his name? I can't remember his name.
I can remember that.
Yeah, he wasn't really part of WWF. He was there and then he was gone. He went to WWE. Oh my goodness, God! He's such a popular. He's like Hulk Hogan. You cannot forget this guy's name, and I forgot his name.
Wow.
But anyway, he's still alive. But I saw him the other day. At 70 years old, he actually did a pay-per-view wrestling match, and I was embarrassed for him. I really was. I just thought, oh my God, the memories that he has left, and he's doing this probably for the money, and it was almost embarrassing. Yeah. I think he would have been much better off to start a GoFundMe as to do that because it was just embarrassing.
Hi, Victor. Tell Carol I said hi. Okay, let's see.
So you read everything. I don't even. I just skip through it. Jerry Bell has left a link to the coffee thing there. HTTPS Latino dot myshop Shopify.com.
Yeah.
So it's right there.
And Latino is spelled a little different.
Yeah, so just go up on it. You'll see it'll be in blue. So all you have to do is click on that, and it'll go straight to his coffee thing, and then you can save it. But you always have it.
And Joan Gare says she liked the Las Vegas low roller videos. I don't think I've seen that one.
I'm watching, and I can't think of her.
Was it Wonder Hussy?
She lives in Death Valley now, but she originally was from Las Vegas. She went there and tried to do things, and she started doing nude photos to make money to pay rent. And then she went to work at casinos as a dancer. And then I don't know, she was trying to get into making movies, and it never worked out. So she started her own YouTube channel, and she's one of them that when she started her YouTube channel, tried to make a few extra bucks, it took off. To the point now where that's her total living.
Because she had some unusual stuff on there.
She walks around the desert and finds all these abandoned buildings and finds all these hidden hot springs. So, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Ric Flair.
Ric Flair.
That was. Yeah, thanks.
In order to be the man, you got to beat the man.
Yeah, that was. And Kathy B says she remembers Bruno Sammartino.
Gone.
And Chief Strongbow.
Gone.
Okay.
The guy that played Hurricane. Gone.
Oh.
All of them that we watched. All of them. The only ones I know that's still around off the top of my head is Hogan's still around. He's not doing well. But he's around. He lived in Tampa. Mm-hmm. He now lives in Miami. He may have moved again. I don't know. But after his boy had that problem, he just kind of fell apart. Now he's got all kinds of medical problems. He had screws put in his back. This is local news that maybe you guys don't even know about. He's had screws put in his back again. He's got knee replacements, hip replacements. He's just not doing well, But he does what he does do though. He does these events where he gets chauffeured to souvenir shops that he owns or his company owns, and then he'll have a signing event where if you buy a T-shirt for $500, he'll sign it for you. Stuff like that. And there's another one that's still around. This guy used to hang around Hogan all the time, and I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
He had blonde hair that was spiky, stuck straight up.
And Ronald Pass says that they have a WWE. He had the dates in there. I can't find it now. Oh, never mind.
Well, they're done over there. See, and this is the reason why I canceled the special Wednesday or porch setting this week, is because I knew that they were going to be here because they were here yesterday. And
they are the people that were putting in some tile for the neighbors, and they were tile.
Yeah, and they cut it right here between our houses. It makes a lot of noise. And I knew they were going to be back here again today because I could tell that they weren't done. And my guy was going to be here today to do a lot of work. That apparently that changed. Now they're leaving.
So, yeah.
You just can't never count on everything going the way you want it to
go. Rick, I said the shirt says "Stop complaining." There are people that literally live in Illinois. And I said,
Illinois. There's an S there. Illinois.
Well, I said, my little brother from Illinois sent me this shirt because I was complaining of being cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get 2 days of cold weather, man, and people start complaining.
I'm one of those. Yeah.
Me personally, I just sit in my chair and drink wine.
Oh.
My mind says it'll go away.
Yeah. Roddy Piper.
He's gone.
Yeah.
And the unusual thing about these guys, and I'm just going to say probably because of drugs, that's my guess, most of them die at a very early age, and most of them die of heart attacks. I've just noticed that. Not all, but most. Rowdy died of a heart attack. Gone. Some of them die of sicknesses like cancer, car wrecks in the middle of the night and things like that. But I just find that interesting that most of them are dying of heart attacks. And I know that they used to take steroids, and I think most of them were shots. I don't know why they took shots,
A
but
lot of carb loading.
yeah, they eat to blow themselves up, and because a lot of them now, if you see them after they retired, they're half the size as they used to be.
Yeah.
And then I think cancer sets in, and all these little things, and it's just
Andre the Giant. Yes. Who couldn't remember Andre?
yeah. I know Andre. I liked Andre, even though because of his problems, after he got to a certain age, he couldn't fall anymore. He couldn't. You could just tell the guy's in a wrestling ring. He's just walking around like a zombie, leaning against the rope, and I
Yeah.
felt sorry for the guy. And when he passed away, he owned a ranch on the East Coast somewhere. It's still there. It even has the street name is called Andre Street or something like that.
Did not
Somebody
know
else,
that.
somebody else owns it now. I don't know who. I heard his daughter. He had a daughter that he never talked about, but she got the ranch. So when he passed away, they cremated him and they sprinkled his ashes over an undisclosed place on that ranch.
King Kong Bundy.
He's gone.
Yeah. And Greg Valentine.
Greg's still around. He's got a YouTube channel. Don't know the name of it, but I'm sure if you look hard enough, you'll find it.
The Real Stat says, hello, just found your channel. Well, hello. We just sit here and talk about nothing.
Yeah, we don't do much around here. To answer questions and talk about what we're doing.
Yeah, we're just sitting on the porch talking.
That's the whole idea of the porch setting. It's just like imagine yourself being at your own hometown. You have a front porch and there's a sidewalk out front, and everybody in the evening walks around the neighborhood like they used to, and we're talking to our neighbors walking by us. Our neighbors being you.
Yeah. And I said, we love that.
Says in Florida, yep, we are in the Villages, Florida, is where we are at. Sue and I have been coming to the Villages for, I'm just going to round it off, say 25 years. I think it's been a little more than that, but I'll just say 25 years.
Yeah.
We had a part-time home, which is a patio villa. Probably one of the most popular part-time homes you can buy here is a patio villa. And we owned it for a few years. I enjoyed the patio villa. It's only a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. But from the very beginning, I planned on being a snowbird. That was it. I did not plan on coming here full-time whatsoever. But in life, things change. And so we went from a patio villa to we bought a brand new home down here by Brownwood. And this is where we've been full time really for almost 8 years now. It'll be 8 years in I'll say November. We bought it in October, but we really didn't move in until November.
It will actually be 9 in October.
You will?
Yeah. We bought in 2014.
Okay, we're coming up on 9 years.
This is 23, so.
Yeah. So, and we've been here full time. We sold the place up north. Because for us, I just thought it got to be too expensive to try to maintain 2 homes. Because up north, you just can't shut everything off and come down here. You still got to have electricity. You still got to have some kind of heat in the house so the water pipes don't freeze up. I know there's things you can do, but even that, where I was from, to have your house winterized, so to speak, let's put it this way, there was a comma in the price tag to do that. And then I had to have plumbing work done so they could do that. It isn't like you can just say, well, I'll just put a bunch of antifreeze down your toilet. No. I had a septic system. There's things you have to do to be prepared for all this stuff.
Yeah.
And it just to the point I decided, all of our the whole idea of being a snowbird was we want to be able to go up north in the summer and, and pick on the grandkids until they hated us and we come back down here again. Or to go up and irritate the kids, while we're up there. But they all moved. Our oldest boy moved to Fort Wayne. Our youngest boy moved to Alaska. So I had grandkids spread out from North Dakota to Alaska, basically. And we just what's the point?
Hey, Joan.
So
good to see you.
We decided to move here full time. And if we want a snowbird, we'll do it in reverse. We'll go up there in our motorhome in the summer and visit people and then come back down here or whatever. So anyway, that's what we just decided to do. So we've been here full time now for going on 9 years. And in the 25 years we've been here, we've seen a lot of changes in a lot of different ways. One is how houses are built. 2 is the size of lots, size of driveways, the different structure, interior design, the squares and how they're operated and how they're done. And we've just seen a lot of changes.
The real stats is they're new to Florida and snowbird to permanent, and they're near Otter Creek. I don't know where Otter Creek is.
What'd you say?
And they're new to Florida.
Who's that?
The real stats.
Oh.
So they're new to Florida and they're snowbird to permanent. They haven't come permanent yet, and they're near Otter Creek.
Near where?
Otter Creek.
I don't know where that is.
I don't either. Where's that at? I said that name doesn't sound familiar to me.
Yeah. You'll get used to Florida down here. I mean, wherever you're at, you'll get used to the area. It just takes time sometimes. I'll tell you that sometimes getting used to something, it's just a weird feeling because it's not what you're used to. The first year we were here, here's my weird feeling. The first Thanksgiving comes along, and you're used to doing things up there a certain way. Turkey, the dressing, the kids come over, everybody comes over at Thanksgiving. Well, at that time, my parents were gone, Sue's parents were gone, half our kids are all over the country, nobody's around. And so we would go out to a restaurant somewhere and have Thanksgiving dinner, what we consider to be thing. I told her when we came down here, I said, to get right down to it, I can eat all this stuff. I'm not a fan of turkey. I'm just not real fond of turkey. I'm not real fond of most turkey dressing. I have had some turkey dressing that was outstanding to me. But the stuff you buy in the store and mix it with water and throw some bread in it or whatever you do with this stuff, that just doesn't do it for me. My grandma made homemade turkey dressing, and I think that's what I'm used to. She shoved it up the butt of the turkey, cooked it into the oven, and maybe the juices of the turkey. I don't know. I'm not a cook. Yeah. All I know is that's what I have a tendency to compare everything with, is the best stuff I've had in the past, which was my grandma's cooking, which was the old-fashioned way of cooking. Lard in the pie crust. They don't do it anymore. French fries were cooked with lard. I mean, and that's what I compare things to, is that. I know it's not the healthiest, but I don't eat this stuff all the time. It's just once, like the Cherry Jubilee I get. I know that's not healthy. I get it twice a year.
Oh, it's a little bit more than that, but...
Thanksgiving and Christmas is generally when I get it.
Okay.
And that's when she makes the big pot, because then I eat it all anyway. If you don't eat it, I'm going to eat it.
Yeah.
Then sometimes during the year, like maybe on my birthday, she'll make me a little Cherry Jubilee, and it comes in a little pie thing this big around, because then I'm being regulated on how much I can eat.
As y'all know, it's Cherry Delight.
But anyway, getting back to my story, the first year of Thanksgiving and the first year of Christmas here was weird to me. I never said anything, but I just felt weird. I'm looking outside, and I'm sitting out here in my shorts, thinking, this is Christmas. And I'm sitting out here in my shorts at 75 degrees. The weather's great, but I mean, it's just like, I just felt weird. This just didn't seem like Christmas to me at all. First year I had lights everywhere. I put lights in the palm tree. I put lights up and around the house. I had lights everywhere. That's the only year I've ever done it, because it just didn't feel like Christmas to me, so I just stopped doing it.
Well, the kids were coming that year. That's why you had all the lights out.
Well, even to this day.
Yeah, the only year they come.
Well, all of our grandkids, other than Scooters, all grown up now. But if they was going to come down for Christmas, I'd probably put a little something out here for them. Probably what I would buy, because I don't like storing stuff, I would probably go to the store, spend some money, and get those air blowed up balloon things that you put in your yard and stuff. So I can just plug them in. They all go up at night. They light up at night. And when they go home, I'm going to wad them up and throw them in the trash.
Let's see. Where are you at? I know you're way behind me, so.
I had a guy I worked with, and anytime I would ask him that question, he had the same answer. When I said, hey, where are you at? He said, I'm right behind the at.
I don't get that, but okay.
I never got it either, but that was his answer every time. I'm right behind the at.
Oh, it's like Dick and let's go eat, right?
No, he never said that. He said, squeak.
Yeah, that's squeak.
Yeah, he put it on one word, squeak. Yeah. And if you don't know what squeak is, that's let's go eat.
It's sick.
There's cemeteries in the villages. Find joy every day. Joy, I'd actually done a video on one of them that's located in the villages. It's one of them that most people don't know about. A few does. The ones that really know about that cemetery, the ones that actually have their homes built around that cemetery, so they can walk over there.
There's a Patio Villa area around there that is
No, it ain't just Patio Villa area. It's right there next to Caroline's adult swimming pool.
Yeah.
It's literally across the road right there. But you can't see it unless you go look for it, because they got bushes, high bushes all the way around.
Yeah, they're real good about hiding that. Yeah.
So I did a video of that cemetery. I went in and walked around. It's still an active cemetery. I was kind of surprised by that, because I think it's a fairly old cemetery, but I found graves in there that were dated 2000 and I forget now, but 18, 19, something like that. So it's still active. There is a road to get to it. It's not a paved road. It looks like more of a dirt road to get to this cemetery. But in Florida, that's not unusual to find dirt roads to get you somewhere. But yeah, go check the videos out. It's on this channel, I think. I didn't put it on the RV channel. I'm pretty sure it's on this channel. I don't know what I titled the video as. It might be titled something like a village cemetery, a hidden cemetery, something like that. Just type it in a search box and see what comes up.
Yeah. Oh, and Janice, all I can tell you is don't be conservative. You know, if it's not something that you love, don't bring it with you. I love the thrift stores and the consignment shops, and I go in there and I see so much stuff that people have paid to move down here, that once they get here, the houses don't they don't look right with that kind of furniture or that kind of wall stuff. And so it goes to the thrift stores. So if you don't love it, if you can't be without it, get rid of it, because, like I said,
who are you responding to?
Janice Keller.
Oh, about what to do about purging her house?
Yeah.
We had 3 piles. For me, it was easy. I got rid of the garage equipment, and any guy will tell you, getting rid of tools and stuff, easy peasy, no problem. I also had toys, motorcycles, Corvettes, easy peasy. If you price them right, if you get crazy with your prices, you may have a problem. But I had no problem. Matter of fact, my prices were so good on my Corvette, a Chevrolet dealership came to the house and bought my Corvette and took it back to it. Yeah. So I know I was a little underpriced on the book, but I didn't want to play around. I mean, if you're ready to go, you're ready to go. I don't want to play games. I'm ready to go. So we had 3 piles, basically, a 3-pile system. The keep pile, we got to keep everything here. It's technically not a pile. It's just, you definitely got to keep this. And then you have a pile where it's called, what we called a giveaway pile. And we give most of that to people we know, like our kids. If we had like furniture we didn't want to haul, which we didn't haul any furniture. Yeah. We said, hey, if you guys want this, come and get it. And I don't care what you do with it. If you want to sell it, sell it. If you want to keep it, keep it. Whatever you want to do. If you want. Yeah. So he came down actually with a U-Haul truck, and we filled it up. Take it.
All my wall decorations, everything, because they had a sales channel, and that's just, so they sold a lot of it online.
And then you have the 3rd pile, which is the donate pile. Anything the kids don't want, anything we don't want, but yet it's still nice stuff, we donated it to different places. Some of them came to the house and picked it up, and that was nice. Some of them didn't. We did the same thing at Dad's house when he passed. I called all my relatives and said, anything you want, come and get it. Yeah. Because, I ain't messing around with this stuff. I don't live up there, don't want to live up there. So, and that's what we did. And so that's how we got rid of stuff, was that way.
Yeah. And the real stat says he's been doing videos on his move since he started moving. And that's a good thing. I mean, I look back at some of ours from years ago, and we can actually see what the house looked like before we put any landscaping in, what the villages had here for landscaping. And then look at it today, you can't believe how much the stuff grows down here. It's a lot different than up north.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing to do for yourself and for nobody else.
Yeah.
Take a video of what your house looks like inside and out, every room. Take a video of the outside of your house, the yard, the landscaping, walk all the way around the house, the side of it, everything. And then 5 years from now, you can look at that video, and then you can look at your house and you can see the difference, how fast
Yeah.
these things really grow. It's hard to believe. And then you can also see some things that you look at, you go, you know what, we put this in over here, and the more I look at it, I don't like it. And that happens.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah. Oh, and I think we had a couple new there. I didn't recognize those names.
I got what? A super chat?
No, I said a couple new people.
I thought you said,
The seamster.
My money. I thought you said, oh, you got some money there.
The seamster. I don't think I've seen that name.
Well, that's who we.
She wanted to know more about our Make-A-Wish.
Make-A-Wish is something that we do actually as time goes on. It seems like it's like an all-year thing. I'm a few dollars here or there. I don't want to make it an all-year thing when it comes to certain things because it gets mixed up in the mess of things. But basically, toward the end of the year, we have a Make-A-Wish show in December. This year was the week before Christmas. I have a Wednesday night live show we do once a month. It's always the last Wednesday of the month. But in Christmas, we did it the week before Christmas. And that was not the last Wednesday. We let everybody know that. And yeah, we get donations. They either send us a super chat, super stickers. A lot of people go directly to the PayPal account and make a donation that way. That's fine.
Oh, they go to the email and they send checks.
Yeah, and some of them will get my email and they'll get my P.O. box. They get my P.O. box on the description box below, and they'll send us checks.
Yeah.
And so it's all a matter of collecting all that, and then we have the show. And on the show, if you'll look at it, it's on there still. The video for the Last Wish thing is still on my videos. You can go watch it and get an idea of what it looks like. We had a wish kid on that got her wish, and we had a wish kid's mother on. She kind of explained what was. All this gets kind of depressing, but the mother can explain exactly the physical ailments of her daughter in a way that I can't explain. And then what her wish was, and so on and so forth. And then we have wish volunteers. Jenna works for Wish. She came on. Emily works for Wish. She came on.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, when we went down there and presented this year's donation, that was Emily that you saw on the show. She may have looked different because she had different clothes on,
Yeah.
but that was Emily.
But and, 7,500, that's nothing to sneeze at. We wanted to make 5 because we said we'd double last year's, which was 2,500. And so we wanted to make 5. And to get 7,500 was just over the top. I can't tell you how great that felt. But we do most of the collecting, most of it in December when we do the show. And other than that, the super chats and everything, they just go
well, and
to
there's a lot of
channel.
People that we know here that watch the show regularly. They actually came to the house and brought us cash.
Yeah.
They want to make sure we get 100%. Because see, YouTube takes 30% on any super chat you make. If I get a $10 super chat and you want it to go to children, and we'll take it. I'm not bad mouthing at all. We don't turn down free money whatsoever. But they keep 30%. So out of $10, I'll get $7. Right?
Yeah.
Is that 30%? Yeah, I get $7 to go to the kids. If they put it in my PayPal account, I think I have to double check again because they're always upgrading things. I think PayPal only gets like 3%. So out of $10, they keep, what would that be? 30 cents?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, they get 30 cents. See, I get a lot more till I can give to the kids.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't even want to do that. So they come here and give us cash.
A lot of our neighbors, they come by and give us cash.
And that's perfectly fine. Some of them will drop by during Porch Settin and bring us cash or a check or whatever.
Yeah.
Joy's one of them. She's a Patreon member. I'll give credit where credit's due. And she came to one of our Patreon lunches. We have Patreon lunches for our Patreon members only. If you want to come to one of these lunches, hey, you can join Patreon for like, what is the cheapest on Patreon? Like $2, I think.
I don't know. I don't belong.
It's $2 a month. That's all it is. I don't try to rob anybody.
Yeah.
But for $2, everybody on Patreon will get the invitation for the next Patreon lunch and where it's going to be and what time it's going to be. Joy came to one of those Patreon lunches, and she brought us a check and give it to us.
We have a couple.
Oh,
Mark Sears. Well, thank you, Mark.
I mean, I'm not even down there.
And the real stats, thank you, thank you.
Mark Sears gave us a $5 super chat, and the real stats Senate says 99 cents. That's probably $1. I think my guess is probably $1. I don't know where that penny. Oh, I know what it is. Somebody told us if you got an iPhone, they take a penny for the use of the iPhone.
Right.
I don't get that at all, but that's what that is. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate all of it.
Yeah. Oh, the next lunch bill is in February, and I haven't got my stuff together yet. I will let you know. But thank you very much. You was very nice to me. I won't go any further, but you was very nice. I appreciate it, really.
I will.
Huh?
I will. Sue goes in for her treatments every 6 weeks. This last time she went in for treatments, I probably said something on one of the live things I do. Maybe it was the YouTube members only live. I don't know. Where Mockingbird right there. He just landed. See, that's the mock. I told you that's how you can tell when they're coming around for spring. There's a return of a mockingbird.
Okay.
And the next thing I'll go through here in about a week or two will be the robins, and they're going to rob these trees of all these berries.
Okay.
Remember I told you the lady that walks through here, and I said something about anyway, that's her right there.
Okay. Well, I know who that is.
She's the one that watches that house over there.
Oh, okay.
And she's the one I think to have the grandkids stay at that house over there.
Okay.
I don't know who it is. I don't know her name. I just know she's here.
Yeah. I should feel enough. Oh, shucks is for the next.
Oh, shucks?
For the next
Patriot match? I'm in. I'd go. I swear to God, I'd go.
I don't know if they're big enough.
I don't. Yeah, you're gonna say. I don't know if they have parking lot big enough for everybody that would show up. There goes Barks and Bubbles. Those of you that don't know, I wish I'd turned that around. Barks and Bubbles is just one company here. If you have a dog and it has regular haircuts, a regular bath, or whatever, you can call Barks and Bubbles. Don't know what they charge. You'll have to Google it. They will come to your house with this trailer, and they put your dog in there. You go in there and watch them, and they give it a bath. They'll give it a haircut. You don't even have to leave the house to get your dog trimmed.
Yeah. They're nice. There's several of them, and they've also got a mobile vet here, or used to, because we had her come to the house once when when Maggie was sick, but Maggie was too sick for her, so she had to go to a hospital. So. But yeah, there's several of them here, and it does make it convenient. You don't have to get out.
Oh my God, do I have something?
Yeah, evidently the Amazon man.
Amazon man. It's like Christmas around here when the Amazon guy shows up.
Yeah, it's must be golf time. If you're talking probably to Becky.
I have never seen a woman over there.
Oh, well, yeah, she's there. I come to the couple.
Hey, you working hard?
Oh, absolutely.
I bet you.
Not hardly working.
Oh yeah. I work for UPS, so I understand.
Yeah, it's like 200 stops a day. Doesn't get any easier ever.
Do they have a limit on how many stops they want you to do every day? Do they? No.
During peak, we were getting up to 300. So this is a nice break, actually.
Oh,
yeah, they did that at UPS. They just load you down, especially around Christmas time. They just load you down.
Yeah.
And it got to be so, I'll say, unsafe, that the union finally stepped in, and they got a limit now as how many stops you could do per vehicle every day. Because in the wintertime, you got to hurry, right, to get it done. Yeah. Slip, falls. I mean, and then you got the dog problem.
Oh, dogs are a serious issue. People don't really think about it, but it's a serious issue.
Our guys did. Our guys were armed with, I want to say, pepper spray. And they warned you one time, keep the dog away. Mm-hmm. I will spray it.
Yeah.
You guys probably aren't allowed.
Amazon doesn't let us carry pepper spray, so we've got steel toe boots. That's about it.
What's that going to do if he bites you on the ankle or bites you in the shins? Or
literally nothing. Given that I had a dog bite me on the foot through a pair of boots once.
Oh.
And that was a good one.
Mm-hmm. I would fall down until I'm calling an ambulance. I'd just roll around. Oh, help me, I'm dying.
Have a great day.
I got rabies. See you, man.
Okay. And
did I order something or did you order something?
I did.
What the hell is it?
It's my makeup. There's another one coming too. Like I said, I can't find it at the stores anymore, so I order off Amazon like everybody. So, crap.
You notice that almost all the Amazon drivers that come around here are young?
Well, yeah.
That's because if you hire an older guy, they deliver so much stuff, and they don't look like much. But at the end of an 8-hour day, of going in and out and in and out and in and out, your knees, your hips, it all wears out.
Yeah.
If you don't think so, look at Fat Bob. Been a city guy his whole life. Look at him.
Yeah.
He just went in the hospital, had more back surgeries.
Oh my.
I've been a road driver my whole life. As being a road driver, the bouncing around in the seat, I know you got air ride seats, and you all think that's all well and good. Well, it's not. 38 years of this and slamming back and forth, it takes its effect on you.
Yeah. That's a Joy Hudo. So it's nice to get
It's
WNL
like being a
recognized.
wrestler being slammed around. You want to be the man, you got to beat the man.
She says nice to get WNL recognized by Make-A-Wish. And how about contacting the Daily Sun? And we have, or I've tried. I'll put it that way. I've not been able to get
There's
through.
a long story why this stuff doesn't get out.
No,
Oh, yes.
it's the link that you have to send the picture to, and I've just had trouble with that.
Everything has to be approved by the developer's office before it goes in any publication that he owns. That's the Daily Sun. That's the Village's magazine. All of that has to be pre-approved.
He has nothing to do with it because I never got a hold of him, so he couldn't turn it down. I'm trying to get a hold of him.
Not true. Because I sent him a link when I first moved here. Didn't really have a YouTube channel that mounted anything. About us having beer day. We started a thing called Men's Beer Day down at Cody's. They sent a photographer down there and took all kinds of pictures of people and everything and put it in that magazine. My picture was in there. We even asked everybody if they had a problem with it, then they should not come to Beer Day because I knew the guy was going to be there. Ever since I started my YouTube channel and pointing out certain things, those invitations stopped. You be the judge.
Like I said, I have not been able to get a hold of them yet, so they haven't turned it down yet.
You ain't never going to get a hold of them.
They don't publish every picture that they get, because I had one that I put in a couple months ago for a lady's birthday. She had a, what do they call it when they do the
I'm
Southern
not talking
thing?
about pictures. You're talking about apples and oranges again. We're talking about for an article about how a local villager here collects money for Wish. If they want to send pictures, they can send their own photographer to take pictures. They don't need our pictures. They won't even acknowledge it. But if you're a women's club and you have a card day on every Thursday in Hawkins, like a brand new village area, all of a sudden they want to advertise that.
Okay, so before I was interrupted, I was just sending the picture
Who
to
interrupted
them.
you?
I was just sending the picture to them because they have a page, a giving page in the paper, and it has stuff like that. You know, if this club donates a certain amount of money, or that club donates a certain amount of money, and I was going to send a picture of us giving the check to Make-A-Wish, and I just could not get through to the link. It wasn't anything that they did. That's the Village's Daily Sun.com is, I think that's where you send it. And I said, for some reason, my phone wouldn't connect. So I'm going to try it again after a bit.
It's ironic that it wouldn't connect.
Well, like I said, I don't know unless I'm typing it in wrong. But anyhow, like I did for this lady's birthday party a couple months ago. I sent in a picture, and they sent me back a message that they acknowledged that they received it. And they said, if it's not published within 30 days of the time you send it in, it probably won't be. Because they get thousands of photos. So they don't put in everything. So, I wasn't too upset about that because they had told me it might not make it. And I said, will be the same way. They'll do the same thing. They do acknowledge that they receive it. And then, they give you the same spiel. If it doesn't make it in 30 days, it's probably not going to be in there. But every once in a while, you can see in the paper a picture of something from Christmas,
I get it now, Mr. P. He's explaining why when a guy says right behind the at, the word you is behind the at. But that's not correct because where you at? Oh, yeah. Well, it's in front of the at.
Oh, so you're behind it.
That's what he's talking about. I was thinking a different way.
I know what you were thinking. Shame on you. Oh. And Mark Barry.
And he agrees. He says at Christmas, the warm Christmas days down here is a little eerie.
It is.
It is weird.
This year we felt like we was right in Indiana because I said it was in the 30s over Christmas Eve and Christmas. That was First time we've ever had that, I think, at that time of year. But I remember one year when my son came down here, and they went and swam with the manatees.
Yeah.
It was so nice. So you just never know.
Yeah, there's a story in that too. My son looked like a manatee.
Yeah. Mark Sears said he felt so cheap, so he sent $5.
Oh, cool. I ain't down that part yet.
$5 more.
Whoever sent the $5 super chat, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
It was Mark Sears. So he said he felt cheap, so he sent 5 more. Thanks, Mark. Oh, okay. Where does that go? Charlotte here from PA. What year was your vet and what color?
I had a C5. And it was that, I don't even know the exact name of the collar, but it was like fire engine red. I loved that collar.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to have a Corvette, in my mind, there's only one color, red. Why? Because of the song, Little Red Corvette.
Yeah. I think somewhere on my phone, I've still got the picture of the dealer picking it up.
Did I?
I do. I don't know if you do, but I
don't remember if they picked it up or if they drove it back.
Well,
anyway,
he drove it back.
A dealer ended up buying it.
Yeah.
He brought his mechanic. He said, this is George, my mechanic. He said, if you don't mind, we'd like to have him take it for a drive to make sure everything's okay on it. He said, because I don't know anything about the Corvettes. I just sell them. So George took it for a spin. I could hear him. He went down the road a little bit, and he came right back. He wasn't gone a minute at the most, 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. He came right back. He said, oh, yeah. He says, fine. It's good. And so the guy says, okay. He said, I bought you a check. He already had a check made out. So I think they come down with the idea they was going to buy this thing.
Yeah, yeah. Remember the guy that bought the motorcycle and he came in the ice? He was from Texas?
No, he's from Portland.
Portland, okay.
You're talking about the guy that bought the trailer.
Oh, the guy that bought the trailer. Okay.
A motorcycle trailer. And back then, motorcycle trailers were a rare commodity. And if you did find one or a company that built trailers for a motorcycle, and I'm not talking about the trailers that you put the motorcycle on. I'm talking about a trailer that you have a special ball hitch on your motorcycle where you can pull the trailer behind you. And that way you can carry extra stuff.
Yeah, because we traveled a lot on that bike.
A lot.
Yeah.
And so I advertised this thing. The average trailer, you go to any bike show, will cost you at that time $3,000 to $5,000 for a trailer. And so when I had this and we decided we was moving down here, and I really hated to sell any of this stuff, but I decided, well, I'm going to sell that trailer first before I sell the motorcycle. And I advertised it, and a guy, I mean, like that night called me up. I don't even remember how I advertised it. Craigslist, maybe. I'm not sure. He said, I'm in Texas. He said, I don't want to drive all the way up there and then find out you went ahead and sold to somebody else. I said, I don't do that. I said, you tell me you're going to buy it. I'm going to give you tell me when you're going to be here. And I said, I will give you that time. And I said, you call me and keep in contact with me and let me know you're on the way. I said, it'll be here. And he did.
And we had an ice storm as he was coming in.
Yeah. And I expected him to call me and say, hey, we're going to be late because of the ice storm. And I said, that's fine. I put the trailer in the garage anyway. Yeah. I said, that's fine. I understand. But he didn't. I think he was afraid I was going to sell it. Yeah. He showed up with it with cash. Yeah. He brought an envelope full of cash and bought this thing and took it back to Texas because I advertised it, I think, it was all fiberglass, chrome wheels, nice trailer. I want to say $2,400. Keep in mind, a new one is $3,000 to $5,000. So he bought it. Yeah. And then the guy that bought my motorcycle was from Portland, Indiana. I advertised it. And everything I advertise is more than reasonably priced because I don't want to fool around with this. I'm not a tire kicker. And he called me up and wanted to know about it. And I told him about it. And I sent him some pictures of it. And he called me right back. He says, I'm coming down. I'm going to bring a check. He said, if you don't mind, he said, give me the name and everything so I can go get a cashier's check. So I told him. So he called me when he got down to my area. And I says, can you meet me over at the Starbucks? And he said, well, across the street, I believe it was a Hardee's restaurant. He said, we're kind of hungry, so we're going to go over there and have lunch if you don't mind. I thought, I'll meet you over there. So I showed up with a motorcycle. Sue went with me in the car, and she brought me home in the car because he rode the motorcycle back to Portland. And ironically, about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, that same guy called me down here and said, "Hey, I'm just calling you to give you first option if you're interested." He said, "Would you like to buy your motorcycle back?"
Mhm.
He said, "It's got 80 some thousand miles on it now." He says, "It's in perfect shape. I've never had an accident with it." And he said, "Then if you'd be interested in buying it back." And I tell you what, I kept thinking about it. I kept thinking about it. Man, I'd love to have that bike back because I know what it was. But the way these people drive down here, I'm not interested really.
Yeah, and I miss it. I really do. We had a lot of fun on that bike. We didn't do interstate unless we had to. That was all 2-lane roads, and I seen more of Indiana on that bike than I did the whole time I lived there. And then
Ronald Pass,
the one trip we didn't make.
$4.99 super chat.
Oh, well, thank you, Ronald.
You know who Ron is?
Yes.
Who is Ron?
What?
Do I know him?
Yeah, I think you do. He's just joking, Ron. He knows you. Okay. Well, there was somebody on there from Fort Wayne, and I can't find it now.
Probably Kevin K. He's from
Greg
Fort Wayne.
Bobe.
Oh, I don't know him.
Yeah. Says, "Hi, Skip and Sue from Fort Wayne. Love Porch Settin." Well, I'm glad you like it.
There's another one up there in Fort Wayne that watches here. He's not on here right now, which is kind of surprising, but maybe he works. Kevin K. And I told him next time we come up to Fort Wayne area, I'd send him I don't know how I'm going to send him an email. I don't have his email or anything. But anyway, he said next time he's at Fort Wayne, he wants to have a meet and greet up there. And I told him, no problem, man. I'm more glad to do that. So if you know Kevin K., I don't even know what his last name is, K. That's all I know.
I don't know.
You know, the meet and greets are funny. I don't think we've ever turned a meet and greet down if we've been here. But the thing is, we don't know what you look like. And when you want to meet us like at a restaurant or a bar or whatever the case may be, we go in and the lady that sets us at a table will say, well, we're here. There are going to be 4 of us, but the other 2 might be here. We don't know yet. And she says, well, do you know what they look like? And the answer is always no. We have no idea what they look like. So we're always looking for that wave, you know, hey, we're over here.
Yeah. Oh, and there, you can take a shot at this name, Dan Squiglia. Dan Squiglia says, congratulations on that amount of money you raised. I know it takes a great effort to do that, and every contributor gives because of your efforts. Without a doubt, you have made many children happy. We was able to make enough money to give one of them their wish, because she said between 6,000 and 8,000, and I said we raised 75. So somebody got their wish because of you guys.
Yeah, believe it or not, that's the average cost, she said there, of a wish is $6,000. That doesn't mean all of them are $6,000. There's many wishes down there. Like they work with Disney World. Disney World, I don't know what kind of a deal they work with them. They might give them like half price tickets. So if they do, then our money will help pay for the other half of those tickets to get everybody their wish.
And they also pay for their lodging and everything, you know. And I said that I just had family that were with the Wish Fund, and you know, the whole family got to go. And they got, what is that place that they have now? Give Kids the World. It's a special place for the Wish kids.
That's for Christmas.
Outside of Disney.
That's like it's in Kissimmee, I think.
Well, and they said it was the best vacation they ever took. And then I said, if you could imagine having to go through all the doctor stuff and just the everyday stuff you have to worry about, you know, it's wonderful that they get something that they can take their mind off of that. You know, we thought it was worthy.
Interface says, I see the fire season has started. Have we had fires here? None that I know of.
Not that I know of, no.
California probably does.
But now they've been drenched so that wouldn't be them.
Parts of California, southern part of California, maybe not. I don't know. I've been watching about the flooding out there in California, and man, that's just terrible. How much? That's billions of dollars of damage out there that them taxpayers got to pay for. But on the other hand, I don't feel sorry for them, and I got to tell you why. It's because that governor they elected out there to represent him is a nut. He's a crazy nut that he spent I don't know how many hundreds of millions of dollars to buy hotels to give homeless people on the street, which 99% of them are drug addicts. That's what they are. And he gives them a free place to live at taxpayers' expense.
Oh, my.
I just don't get that. I know. I'm going to get the emails. Hey, I also eat meat. I love steak. So the PETA people out there can send me those emails too.
Oh, okay. When Marcia F. says she lived in Miami when she was a kid, and one Christmas I was swimming in our pool. It was in the 80s. And yeah, it happens. I said, you
I
just
mean,
never.
at Christmas time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, you never know. I said, this year was cold. Next year,
You don't know.
I said, the year our kids was here, it was in the 80s.
But it's still weird growing up in the Midwest, and the weather was, this is a cold time of year.
Yeah.
With maybe snow, maybe not snow, but it's a cold time of the year.
Yeah. You sing Christmas carols?
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on? Who is that?
I don't know. I couldn't see their face. They had the arm raised.
So, yeah, it's just weird to come down here. The first time I remember going out for Thanksgiving dinner, because like I said, I didn't care for turkey and stuff all that much. And I think we was here part-time at that time. Maybe not. But anyway, we was down here at Thanksgiving. I said, let's go up to Arnold Palmer's.
Yeah.
We got a table to set outside. Yeah. And Arnold Palmer's decorates things really nice. They put tablecloths on the table and all that stuff. And so we're sitting outside, and we're eating our Thanksgiving dinner. And I had a New York strip and a lobster tail. That was my Thanksgiving dinner. And this year, because of the problem, restaurants closed around here on holidays. They're not open that much and everything. So Sue went to the store, and she went to a special store up here and got some steaks that, by the way, these were probably two of the best steaks I've ever had from a store. They were really good. And then she brought back something that smelled a little fishy, wrapped up in a brown paper. I said, what's this? And she said, lobster tail. I said, I don't know how to cook lobster tail. I mean, as pricey as it is. So what did I do? I went to YouTube to see how it's done. And I look for when I want to see if it's a simple video, here's what I look for. I go to YouTube and I go, well, that's a 13-minute video. That's too complicated of cooking for me. I look, there's one for 5 minutes. Oh, there's one only 2.5 minutes long. So I went to that video, and it was talking about the simple, easiest way to make it. It said if it's so big, if you put it in the oven for this amount of minutes, it put about paprika, a little bit of butter, a little bit of whatever. And I did that, put it in the oven for the exact same time that they said. I took it out. The lobster tail had turned red, so I knew that was a good sign. And I went and ate it, and I told her, perfect. It was perfect.
He cooked it himself.
I did.
He was so tickled. He cooked it himself. Yeah, I haven't had a lot of experience with seafood because we were in Indiana and we were kind of landlocked, and you ate beef and pork, that kind of thing. You didn't eat a lot of seafood, and if you did, you went to Red Lobster. So I really didn't know how to cook the lobster either. And the store was the Fresh Market, and I can't say I'm thrilled about the place because there's some things about it I don't like, but they did have the good meat. I mean, they had the steaks, the pork chops, the lobster tail was all excellent. So it's pricey. It's probably double what it is in the regular grocery stores. But if it's the best and they're going to eat it,
Yeah, we have this conversation all the time when she said, well, I got that because it's half the price. But if you throw half of it away because you don't like it, then how much are you really saving? But if you pay a little more for better stuff and you eat all of it, to me, that's the best price. Now, I can't do this every day.
Yeah.
She bought 2 steaks, I think. One of them still in there. So that's the last steak I've actually had was the one I had for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I bought 2 at a time.
Yeah, Sue don't buy. She's not a meat eater.
Yeah.
I offered her a haunch of venison and a side of pork once, and she wouldn't take it.
I can't be bought.
What movie is that from? Pardon me, miss. You look like a meat eater.
Oh yeah, who was it? We said something, and the guy didn't know what that was.
He'd never heard of it. I'm too old. I'm so old. These people don't know any of these great lines from these movies. Like that. Here's one. 60 yards. What movie is that from?
And somebody wants to know where's Ira. He's not here today because we thought we was going to have to cancel because we had some work being done and the neighbors had some work being done, and so we thought the noise would be too much. And that didn't turn out to be the case, but we had canceled him because of that.
Twice.
Yeah, bless his heart. I hope he doesn't get mad at us for that. But we really didn't think we'd be able to talk because of the tile cutting and the guys sealing the driveway.
Yeah,
And
because we didn't know how much noise was going to be out here, and
yeah,
plus they had to. Let me tell you, there's an old guy that lives down the road. You guys know Tommy. I've talked about Tommy. He's getting up there in age, and he doesn't drive very far, but he gets bored sitting around the house. He's got this real nice Mercedes SUV. He's a Mercedes nut. So what he does, and he'll instead of driving his golf cart around, which he does do that too, but he gets in the Mercedes and he drives like 5 miles an hour, and he just cruises around the neighborhood. That's what he does. He just cruises around the neighborhood and listens to his radio and just cruises around the neighborhood. He doesn't go anywhere. So there's this long yellow ribbon thing that goes across my edge of my driveway they put in because they don't want you driving on the driveway after they wash it because they're getting ready to seal it the next day, or at least I thought. I'm sitting out here and I see Tom come around the corner and I'm watching him and then I'm waving because I think he's not paying attention. He drove over the ribbon and up in my driveway.
yeah, and they washed it all down yesterday because they were going to reseal it. So that's why they didn't want anybody on it. And he didn't see that yellow tape. He drove right over it. No, that's Tommy. Oh. Okay, and did I mention the Mark Sears, the $5 for Mark Sears?
From who?
Mark Sears?
Another one? He sent one before.
Well, I think that's the two, one we mentioned before and then this one, because he said he felt cheap, so he sent another one.
Well, Mark, if that's all it takes, then, $10 is really not that much. $100 would be a lot better. I'm just joking. No, that's fine. Thanks, Mark.
And he's from Michigan, and he said he loves Skip and Sue. Yeah. We love y'all too. We've got some of the best people, I'm telling you. We have some loyal people, and a lot of them I now call my friends. Some of them I haven't met yet, but we feel like we've met you because we've been on doing this for so long that we've had so many people following us. And somebody come on the other day, and I thought, oh my, I remember them. I haven't seen them comment for a long, long time, and they said they hadn't commented. But they still watched because they were watching on their TV instead of on their phone.
Yeah, we remember some of the old names like Mr. Cheeses. Yeah. I ain't seen him for a while. Yeah. And he used to come to every live show. He always made a comment saying, hey, how you doing? Just let us know he's there.
Yeah. And Grandpa Eric?
Well, I was going to say about Mr. Cheeses, I know, because we do get in contact with the people that follow us, that he had surgery, got a major surgery. And then he had a new grandbaby. So that's why we figure he hasn't been on that much, is because between his surgery, recovering, and, the new grandbaby, that he's been busy doing things.
Yeah. Well, I guess Rizzo had a C6.
Huh?
Rizzo said he had a C6. Z51 Corvette, Arctic white with red interior.
Yeah, the Z cars are like top of the line shit. I can't afford that.
Said Irma got it.
Well, the insurance paid for that, I assume. But I know that I looked at some of the newer cars down here at the Chevrolet dealer. All the good vets are inside. I saw one in there for $175,000, I think it was. Love the car. I just can't afford that. So I try not to look. That's why I don't like to go car shopping. You'll never see me roaming around a car lot.
Yeah, it's not that he can't afford it. He's cheap.
I can't afford a $175,000 car.
Oh, okay.
And even if I could, I wouldn't buy it. There's no car to me, unless you're a millionaire, and it's a collectible car. These Corvettes are not collectible.
Yeah.
They depreciate like anything else over time, unless they're a special.
And you give me grief about my
Chevy. The new Corvette now is going to be a collectible. It's been announced. I saw it yesterday. Announced is going to be the new electric Corvette, the electric car. I don't get all that.
It's a combo. It's electric and gas. Yeah.
I could kind of go with that, I think, but this idea of going all electric, I'm not sure that's going to work. I don't think you're ever going to see all electric cars in Florida because the hurricanes knocks the electricity out, and you need to charge your car up. What are you going to do?
Yeah, that's something that they'll work that out. Martin
Who's
Diamond,
they?
you know, the government's pushing this. They're pushing for the electric cars. You
I
know
know the
that.
government is,
Yeah.
and that's the problem. The government's trying to tell us what we need to do and what we don't need to do
But you know, it's like
instead of doing
batteries.
things like protect our country and our borders, which is what they're supposed to be doing, and keeping us out of war.
Batteries go bad in the cold, so you know the people up north don't have it great either.
Well,
So
the
that's stuff
batteries
they
might
gotta.
go bad in my RV. Should I call the president about getting some new batteries in my RV?
No, but it's something they'll work out. If they want it bad enough, they'll work it out. They always do. Um, oh, and Martin wants to know what's our favorite restaurant near the villages.
My favorite restaurant would have to be Oak Fire and Grill. I'm a meat eater,
Mm-hmm.
and they have some of the best ribs, in my opinion. I've taken a lot of people there, and nobody's ever complained yet. Even though I'll tell you, her brother was down here the other day, and I hate it. I hate this. This is a scenario that I don't like. When I say, you guys want to go out and eat, we'll take you out to dinner somewhere, wherever you want to go. And they say, yeah, we'll go out. So I say, what do you like to eat? I eat anything. We don't care. I said, well, it's not in the villages, but there's a rib place I know up here that's got some of the best ribs I've ever had. I mean, but they have other things, chicken too, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's all smoked. You know, if you're interested, yeah, that's okay. I say, or we got many country clubs here that have decent food. Not all of them, by the way, but most of them got decent food, and we can go to one of them if you'd rather sit outside. But at this particular day, it was a fairly chilly day, so sitting outside was really kind of
Not an option.
much. Yeah. So they said, no, that rib place is fine. I said, so you guys like eating ribs and pork and things like that? Yeah. So we go. We sit at the table. I inhaled mine. It's gone. And then Sue ate hers. Her brother ate his. His wife had about half of the ribs. She had a full rack, half of the ribs on the plate. And actually, it took them a long time looking at the menu to decide what it was they wanted to eat. And I'm thinking to myself, if they like barbecue, your mind says they must have something favorites that they like. Why is it taking so long to decide what it is you want to eat? But anyway, they finally decided. I'm getting the look over here. I shouldn't be saying this because they watch. I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just saying, if somebody asks you what it is you like to eat, be honest enough to say, because you leave us holding the bag all the time when you go somewhere that I like that you may not like, and then all of a sudden I feel bad now because they didn't eat everything. The waiter came by and half her ribs was laying on the plate. And he says, are you done? Would you like me to get a box for that? And she said, no. She said, I'm done. I said, oh, no. We're not throwing that away. So I took her ribs, animal that I am, off of her plate, put it on my plate, and I ate them too.
Yeah.
Which tells me that she really didn't like ribs. I wish they'd have just said something here. Mm-hmm. We'd have found somewhere else to go. It ain't like we don't have 101 restaurants to go to.
Well, I mean, I said she may not have liked those. You never know.
I said they're smoked. They're smoked.
But like I said, I know if you'd have got a rack of ribs and I'd have got a rack of ribs, I know I wouldn't have ate the whole thing. She's a female. She probably can't eat that much.
That ain't happening. You would never have got a rack of ribs.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm saying as an example.
I'm saying as true life, you would never have got a rack of ribs. So I don't have to worry about that.
No, I've never ate ribs because they're too messy.
If she
Other than Phil's. Phil has
got
good
any
ribs.
kind of meat whatsoever, it would have probably been chicken. That's what it would have been.
Yeah. Well, but like I said, I did eat Phil's ribs. He made some good ribs. And other than that, I've never.
Irving says, was the lobster tail Caribbean or Maine? Hell, I don't know.
You know, they asked me that when I was at the store if I wanted freshwater or local. And I didn't know either because I said, I'm used to going to Red Lobster for that kind of thing. I don't buy it at the grocery.
I've heard people say the same thing about clams. Are the clams from here or are clams from there?
Yeah.
And I'm not real particularly picky about that kind of thing, like shrimp. I don't know where the shrimp comes from. Maybe the shrimp comes here from Africa. I have no idea, but I eat it. But I do know there's a difference. You got the tiger prawn shrimp. I've had them down in Punta Gorda. They were the size of chicken legs, but they were very good. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know where this lobster come from. Is there such a thing as a saltwater lobster? And it must be, right? Because they catch lobster down in Key West,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's saltwater. So
And that's what she asked
and
me.
then you have freshwater lobster, right?
Yeah, he asked me freshwater or local.
I really don't know.
I didn't either. I just went by the size.
I can tell you that whatever it was good with butter.
Well, I got another one in there. And I like Francesca's. My favorite is Francesca's. The one
I
here.
wasn't impressed.
You didn't. You've never been to ours. You went to the one in Orlando.
And
this is a little bit different.
My noodles was half cold. I told you that.
Yeah, but like I said, that wasn't here.
I know somebody's going to say, well, why didn't you send it back? I'm not big on doing that. I don't want to piss somebody off in the kitchen.
But there's several that are really, really good around here. Roberto's is great if you like Italian. And I said that's what Francesca's is also. I've got a penchant for Italian food. I really do. And so both of those. Sammy's out on 301 in the what is those apartment buildings there? Is it Prestwick or
what?
There's apartments out on 301. Pepper Tree. There's a Sonny's restaurant in Pepper Tree Plaza, or not Sammy's, rather, Pepper Tree Plaza. The lady that owns that place is super, super nice, and I've always got good food there. It's all Italian.
Phil says that Mark Sears has sent 3 $5.
Oh, okay, that's why that other one was.
I'm losing count.
Yeah.
Keep it
Thanks,
going.
Mark.
Keep it going there, Mark. Just keep it going.
He's going to make you feel guilty, so.
Yeah, let's have a super chat train. Let's keep it going.
Oh, and Rick had to leave. Bye, Rick.
William says that Florida lobster is actually crawfish. Well, it's all crawfish. But no. I know what you're talking about, what crawfish is. We used to call them crawdads. This is not crawdad. This is a lobster. I mean, huge. Now, how they're classified scientifically, I don't know. But my lobster tail was, just the tail was, I think it was marked on the bag, I want to say 8 ounces for that. Mm-hmm. So when you have an 8-ounce lobster tail, which I know includes the weight of the shell and everything, but, and then that with I think the steaks were, I want to say 12 or 14-ounce steaks. And then you have a baked potato. It's a meal.
Yeah. Oh, and let's see. J.C. Comer said they just got back from Cottage Inn for lunch. Where is the Cottage Inn? I don't think I've heard of that. Not around here.
We're coming up on 117 minutes, and usually around the 2-hour mark, this thing's going to freeze on me and tell me we're out of battery. So we're going to be into this here probably fairly soon.
Yeah, and I don't want you to get burnt either. The sun's coming in. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to get burnt down here by the sun in January. Ooh, I have to tell. I got sunburnt in January.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Martin, I guess you know yourself. I will drive a donkey before I will drive EV or walk.
Yeah, I can see, listen, I can see a purpose for electric cars, but the purpose that I'm seeing in today's market is probably different than what the long-term 20-year down the road market is looking at. I could see having a small car, like saying a smart car or something like that, electric, to do local around the town shopping, to go grocery shopping, to go to the store, to go to the barber shop, to do all this stuff. I just cannot see, even though I know it's done, I can't see an electric car being your everyday, all-day vehicle to do everything, because you're going to have areas of this country at certain times of year, there isn't going to be any electricity. Tornadoes up north, ice storms in Indiana, the electric's out. And then if you're traveling through there and you need to stop somewhere to charge your batteries and the lights are out, you're stuck. There's nothing to do.
Yeah, my mind says, why did they change from the hybrid, which was both, it's gas and electric? That seems the best of both worlds to me.
In today's market.
Yeah.
But also, these charging stations, if they get everybody in the country to do this, we don't have enough charging stations for people to even charge, because there's going to be a line. You can't charge your car in 10 minutes like you can fill a car up with gas. It takes a couple 3 hours to charge your car to 80%, not at 100%. And everybody's always told me, you don't want to charge it at 100% because it takes too long. You want to go 80% and then go. I can just see the days coming, you'll be traveling, and your car's telling you that behind this hotel is a charging station. You're going to go back there to see every charging station's got a car plugged into it, and then there's a line waiting to get into the next charging station.
Yeah.
That's what I can see happening.
And I said, and then they could clear that up with just like Buc-ee's did, put in 100 charging stations.
Well, Buc-ee's would do it.
They probably will. I think they've got charging stations now, just not very many. But that's why I don't know why they didn't stay with the combination, because to me that's the best of both worlds. If you didn't use the electric, you use the gas.
Well,
you
the
know?
first car that done that was, I think, Toyota. What was it called?
Prius.
The Prius.
Yeah. Well, that's what, I don't know why all of them aren't like that.
I actually thought about buying a Prius before we bought this car, until we actually got in a couple of them and looked at them. I'm sorry. I can see economically where they're a really a good deal, but the car itself inside to me looked cheap, plastic. The seats were terrible. I didn't like the inside of the car at all. Yeah. And in my opinion, she said the same thing.
Yeah, I didn't care for it. I don't care for a lot of foreign cars for that reason, but.
Well, I don't know. Mercedes ain't that way, and they haven't come out with an electric car yet, have they?
I haven't been in a lot of Mercedes, but.
Oh, I have. Yeah. They're nice. I just can't afford to have them worked on.
Yeah, I've been in Nancy's. That was about it. But, well, you know, when I had Uber Medical, after my car got tore up, they were sending me Uber to go to the doctor's office. And one guy showed up in a brand new Tesla. And it was nice. I mean, really, really nice. If you're, you know, some of those people that do the Uber thing, you know, they've got an old Chevy that smells like their cat's been living in them a while. So, but this was brand new Tesla, and I think that's probably how he paid for it. But it was very, very nice. It rode good. It had all the bells and whistles. But I have noticed that about everybody's big on the CRVs and the RAV4s, and I mean, you look around the neighborhood, that's what you see.
Irving, you're right. I remember seeing that now. He said a 2024 Corvette is a hybrid. The engine electric motor is in front. The rear engine gasoline motor is in the rear. And it's an all-wheel drive car. Yeah, it's a whole different Corvette altogether. I did see that.
But that's what it makes sense to have both.
I guess. Yeah. To me, the Corvette is a sports car.
I know, but I mean, I don't know why they're promoting.
The car was never designed to get 100 miles to the gallon on gas. It's a sports car. And sports-minded guys like me, I want to start it up. I want to hear the rumbles of the pipe. I want to rev that motor. I mean, that's what a sports car is.
Yeah. And Mr. Rizzo says, no, sir, Skip, look on a Florida fishing license, and it's a crawfish stamp.
It might be, well, it might be the stamp. Yeah, I don't know about that. And I know that the so-called lobsters they have in Key West are different than most of the lobsters. They don't have a claw. They just hide under rocks and stuff, and
yeah.
That's how they catch them down there. Where the ones I'm talking about, lobsters, I guess, whatever the difference is, they have a claw.
Yeah.
You know, and the lobster tail that we had in here came from a lobster that had a claw. So whatever that difference is, that's what I had.
Okay. And JC, come with those directions, 466 to 441.27, right down on the right, about a mile. What is that?
That sounds like it's down by Oakwood Fire and Grill.
No, well.
466 to 441, turn right. You're heading toward Oakwood Fire and Grill. We're down about a mile. Well, that would take you at 466A, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and I said, that's what I made the mistake last time of going 466, and I went too far.
That would be at 466A. So when we take 466A to 27 and 441, he's saying the restaurant is right there. And I don't know. I didn't pay no attention.
But yeah, it's, you know, that's Skip's favorite, but, you know, I'm not a meat eater. Let me tell you, one place that I did find, the place used to be Naldo's. It was a Mexican restaurant over on 466 in the public shopping center. Used to be Naldo's, and now I think it's, they're supposed to change it to Tequila Cantina, but I think they still have the Naldo's on their shirts and what have you. But I got to tell you, if you're not a meat eater, and I'm not, but I like to eat. I eat a lot. I just don't eat meat. But they have 4 vegan things on their menu, which is almost unheard of around here. And I've tried 3 of them so far, and I'm sure the 4th one is good. But, you know, it was excellent. And you just don't find that around here that much. They've got the island fin poke, and that's okay. But, you know, it's kind of okay for one day. I wouldn't do it as on a regular basis. No.
Cindy P says she's got an electric car. Talk about the employees out there at the different jobs. The companies let them charge their car for free on property. Well, that's great that the companies do that, but as you know, Cindy, nothing's for free. It may not have cost you the money to put that electric in that car. Somebody paid, and yeah, but hey, that's up to the company. UPS could do that for their employees if they wanted to, but they don't, because in order for them to give everybody free electric charging, they're going to start charging everybody an extra penny per package they deliver. That's where they get that money back.
And I haven't seen a lot of people talking about how much it costs to charge. I know Tesla charge for free if you're at a Tesla
No.
station.
I asked Melody. She had a Tesla. You buy a card from Tesla. If you're a Tesla owner, you get this card at a discount, I guess. You can buy it for a year. You can buy it for a month, I guess. Whatever the case may be. That card has to be inserted into a Tesla charging station to activate it. Now, that's what she told me. Unless they've changed that, which here lately, he's been doing a lot of weird stuff, setting things out in space.
But I mean, everybody can't go to a Tesla charging station.
No, you have to have that card.
So, like I said, some of those places now are owned by big companies, and they are charging, but I've never heard anybody say how much they're charging.
Well, it doesn't make a difference. The more popular these charging stations get, do you think that they're just going to keep letting you have this stuff at the same price? It's going to be like gas. Different companies are going to charge. Ford's got theirs. Tesla's got theirs. They're all going to start competing back and forth.
But I mean, if
I remember the day you never paid for one of these. They gave them to you just to sign up.
Yeah,
now
true.
Look at what we're doing. I remember the day you didn't get out of your car to pump gas. They came out and did it for you. This is why I'm dead set against self-checkout.
Yeah.
That was my rant for the day.
Yeah. And then Cindy said she bought a plug-in because it was cheap, not because she loved electric cars.
Oh, I mean, for her house.
She was in California.
Well, she's not charging at her house.
Yeah. And
So
then,
you can do that. And I don't know how it all works. I've heard people complain here about it, that if you plug it into 110, how long it takes to charge it. Some people are saying it takes up to 24 hours to get a full charge.
yeah.
Other people are saying, well, but if you get the, whatever they I guess Ford's got it. They got a thing you can buy that plugs into the wall, and then your car plugs into that thing, and it charges it up faster. It's just way too complicated for me.
Yeah. And
I'll just buy the gas and go.
She says she's got a Ford C-Max, and it has gas and the electric.
I think in today's market, that's doable.
Yeah.
Use the electric when you can, and then gas when you have to.
Yeah.
Now, that's fine with me. It's just like our car, to save gas. We have a button on our car that drives me crazy. As soon as you shut the car off and restart it, this button resets itself all the time.
So you have to do it every time you get in the
Every
car.
time I got to shut that button off. The light comes on, you got to shut it off, shut it off, shut it off.
And that button is for saving gas when you're at a stop.
Yeah. So when you come to a stop sign, the car quits running. And then when you take off, it restarts again. I told her, I said, the only thing that thing's going to do is wear out the starter. We'll have to replace this damn starter. I need to shut it off. How much gas can we possibly be saving here?
Well, we don't know. But anyhow. But yeah, to me, I don't understand why they're promoting all the companies are coming out with their new EVs, and they're they're not all hybrids where they have both. They're
John Keller says they still do in New Jersey. You can't pump gas. There's a couple of states. I think Oregon's that way too. I'm for it. There's no need for these people to get out of their car and pump gas, because you know what happens. Right now it's all a scam. They started this years ago. The government said it was illegal. I don't know why they can do it now all of a sudden. They cannot charge you a higher price for the use of a credit card.
Oh my!
They said the credit card is the same as cash. Well, now it's been changed. Now they charge you more for a credit card. Cash is cheaper. Here's the problem with that. You go inside to say, I'm going to pump my gas, but I'm paying cash. Well, give me $500. You go pump your gas. I'm just using that as a figure because I'm being sarcastic. And then when you get done pumping your gas, come in, and then we'll give you the change. So you go inside, you stand in this line with everybody else buying lottery tickets and Snicker bars, and ice cream sandwiches and who knows what all. You give them the cash, you go outside, they turn the pump on, you pump your gas, you go back inside, you stand in line again for all the people buying lottery tickets. I mean, good God, it's just a big waste of time.
Yeah. Well, and they can hold up to $150 on your card if you use a card. And then I remember the day when my bank account was very slim, and for them to keep $150 when I only owed them 30 was a hardship for me. But I found that out the hard way. I said, because if you're going somewhere else to use that card and you only got 150.
Oh yeah, and Mr. Marlin is exactly right. Most of the EV places to charge your electric vehicle is all coal powered. It's a coal electric producing station somewhere that produces this electricity by burning coal to give you an EV station so you can save the planet.
Yeah. It takes 8 weeks to drive from Illinois to Florida in an EV. Wow.
Well, I don't know about that because let me tell you, I mean, I learned a lot from Melody. She's had 2 of these cars, the Teslas. The last one had it was an SUV, and I looked at it. The thing that scared me off is when she told me the price of it. Woo. But she's taken both of them cars, electric cars, and drove them to Los Angeles or Las Vegas and back a couple, 3 times. And she did video on it. So if you go to her channel and look for it, you'll see the video where she drove all the way out there and all the way back. Shows where she stopped and how she got got electric. I think from here to Vegas, I think the average trip was 2 days to get there in an electric car. Now, that's pretty impressive, I think. Now, how many hours per day, the charging time? But I do know that she said you'll get used to that. What she does, she picks out these charging stations that are like next to a restaurant. So while her car's charging, they go inside and get a bite to eat anyway. Mm. By the time she comes out, it's about ready to go. Mm. And she said you don't want to go 100%. She said once you get around 75 to 80%, it's time to go. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay, that was the warning. We froze, so I know our 2 hours is up. Yeah. So that being said, it was a nice chat today. Learned a lot from you. I'm sure you learned absolutely nothing from us. That's okay.
We just had a nice chat. Yeah, you sit out here on the porch with us, and we had a nice chat. And
so we'll see you next Wednesday on Wednesday Night Live, and I will, as long as the weather allows, I will do Wednesday porch setting before the Wednesday Night Live show. We always do. Yeah. Because the closer I get to the Wednesday Night Live show, I get real antsy. I get real nervous about everything. And I'm always double checking, triple checking to see if everything's going. To come out here for a couple hours and just sit around and shoot the shit, it kind of relaxes me a little bit before the show. And that's why I like to do that.
Gets all his aggression out before the show.
Yeah. Yeah. Because after the show, there might be some foul language. So anyway, that being said, we're going to get out of here and we'll see all you guys on the other side.
Bye.